Welcome back to the Hogs of War Let's Play. In this part we are doing the final two missions of Hog's Head. We're now facing against the American team, which are sky blue. Not sure if that was the best colour for them. I guess maybe. I don't know. Does sky blue represent freedom? Maybe because it's like eagles that fly around. I don't know. Because they fly in the sky, right? This mission is the first time we're actually against another team of 5. It's a mission that sometimes can be easy to mess up, but not always. I definitely know my strategy for this mission has definitely changed a lot since when I first started. So we're going to take Hagrid here, take him straight up to the enemy's face, and we're going to do a little trick that messes with the AI. If you're standing right next to an enemy pig, they don't think to move away from you, and they don't think and they don't use their like bazookas and stuff, or any of their like explosive weapons, because they know it's going to hurt themselves. So you kind of trick them into just using like their melee weapons, or like in the case of the gunners, just using their pistols. Is that Keanu from Bill and Ted? But yeah, so all my pigs are upgraded now. We've got Hagrid the gunner. We've got Wallace the engineer. We've got Shrek and Qui-Gon as like espionages, and we've got Mr. Bean as the medic. And as for me, I'll be a knight. I do wonder though if I could have given them like different names or something. Like I can imagine some people wondering like, oh, was Mr. Bean maybe the best choice for a medic? And I'd say yeah, he was. If you've ever seen that film that sort of worked but was catered too much to an American audience. He does pull out a bullet from that police officer with like no training, so I think he's more than qualified. In fact, not only that, he brought back a guy who had a heart attack, and then immediately made him have another heart attack. But yeah, he's probably the most medical person out of the lot, maybe. No, Qui-Gon didn't know how to do force healing yet. That's more of a Rey thing. And it's strange because Rey never even asked, you know, is it possible to learn this power? But well, you know, she's just really good at it though. I could have named like one of the pigs like Mr. Tweedy or something. I guess I would have had too many Aardman characters, but I don't know, like Mr. Tweedy, are you blowing up chickens? Oh no dear, I'm not blowing up pigs this time. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. I told you those pigs were organised. I think a nice little detail in this game is all the gunner pigs have different hats, and they're all like something kind of stereotypical or associated with that nation. I do like how for most of them it's not just a hat that is typically associated with that country, but also one that is also associated with war and that country, like Tommy's Trotters, like the Sauerkrauts. They got helmets that are clearly ones used in the war or around the wartime era. I wonder which pig got assassinated to start this war. Although I don't, I know a little bit about like wars and stuff, but mostly at school we learnt about the stuff surrounding the wars rather than the wars themselves. Especially all the stuff around World War II. You know, I just realised as well, one of the pigs in this is called Ginger. So like, maybe the Chicken Run like theme names would have worked, or maybe not because it's already taken. But yeah, I don't think I need to keep pondering about Mr. Tweedy. I think what I'm doing here is I'm gonna go pickpocket someone else. I mean, I've got it. Might as well use it. Make everyone as harmless as possible. It's my no damage, my pacifist run, because I don't want Mr. Toby Fox or whoever it is to stop me from playing additional playthroughs. I'm hoping, I think with this shot that I get both of them, and I've got like a tiny bit off one of them, but thankfully I took his bazooka, so he's not really that dangerous anymore.
Oh, this is a beautiful moment.
But yeah, this mission is already close to being over. It's just these three like fools left. Now I'm going to show off a mechanic in this game called the drop zone, where it you can do it up to 5 times in a battle. There's one per pig. Usually drops a useful item. Sometimes it drops one that is not as useful. But in this case, it's an airburst, which is the best weapon on this map. It's like a bazooka that goes into smaller bazookas. I think what I also like as an attention to detail in this game is the pigs when they're damaged to a certain degree, they actually change their walking cycle. It's a nice feature, but it's also frustrating because the pigs move slower when they're waddling and when they're limping. But I'm all out of TNT, so I can't take out this guy straight away. But I think what I'm trying to do there is trying to launch him into the water, trying to get him close to the other one in hopes that his explosion will do damage. But in the end, it didn't really matter. We got them both. So yeah, easy mission. Just make sure your medic heals people. Which is a good rule to live by in this game. You gotta make sure your medic heals everyone. Otherwise, why is he there? Right, so I think we will be able to promote one more pig. And normally I would just do everything in order, but recently I've been thinking, you know what, actually a sniper is more useful. I don't actually change the order of my pigs in these missions, even though probably in some missions it would be more useful to maybe make your sniper go first or make your engineer go first, but you can actually just beat every mission with this order. Now, if you're playing this mission on hard mode, this can be a bit of a roadblock. You can be stuck on this one for a while, but on this like normal mode, it's pretty fine. I'm not playing through the hard mode because I don't really fancy talking over the game 2 times in a row.
You've been worrying my sheep.
But yeah, now we're against the Japanese pigs. They're very whiny, and here we've got an engineer class pig. This is the only time in the whole campaign mode where a pig in the engineer class actually makes an appearance on the enemy team. Like, they just didn't use them after that, and I think it's because that class requires so much on being up and close to the enemy, and the pigs aren't really programmed too much to do that. They usually like to shoot from afar. Like, hence why instead of coming up to us and using his TNTs, he just tried to shotgun us from somewhere too far out of range for the shotgun. But yeah, I know there's like some sort of controversy with the pigs in like the Japanese team, about whether it's considered too stereotypical or too racist. I don't know, but I mean, this whole game is full of like stereotypes and puns and racism, I guess. Definitely wouldn't. Wow, he skipped across the water. Skipping stones with pigs' buttocks.
They will snap like bamboo in typhoon. What shall I do?
Yeah, I don't think they would. I don't think they'd be able to really get away with this this game nowadays. A neat little trick you can do with this when you've got a sniper. Part of the reason why I picked him is you can get on the shelter and then use it as a little vantage point.
Got this.
But I mean, that's one reason why they probably wouldn't be able to make a sequel, or maybe they'd have to change things in a remake. That's the other reason why standing on the shelter is useful in this, is they usually miss and end up shooting that instead of you. I mean, obviously there's no more Rick Mayall, so I wouldn't be able to like make anything new with his voice, but they can always get different people, I guess. I just had a thought actually with the Japanese pigs, with the talk of like racism. I wonder if the reason why the Japanese are yellow, because you know the Japanese flag is white and red. There's no like there's no yellow on it at the moment. Maybe on like maybe it's to do with something else, to do with Japanese culture. But I do wonder, is it them subtly like being racist in saying that, you know, they're people with yellow skin?
Is Hogs of War racist? Find out in this game theory episode.
Exposed? Oh, do I give this episode like a clickbaity like title and thumbnail? I don't know, but I do need the views. That is true. Can this video get 800 likes? Because if it does, I got nothing planned. But I don't know, because yellow people, to me, it's not the Japanese that I think of. It's the Chinese. No, it's the Simpsons. When I was really young, I didn't know what the Simpsons was called, but I liked watching it, so I just called it Yellow People. It's like, I don't even know if I knew the characters' names. I might have been like, it's Homer Simpson, it's Bart Simpson, it's Marge Simpson, from the Yellow People. Although if they did make a second game, they could like, I think like maybe a voice they could have instead of like Rick Mayall might be. I think Nigel Planer would be a good choice. He's worked with Rick Mayall before. He's definitely got like decent vocal range. He's been in a SpongeBob episode of Rick Mayall where him and Rick and what's with these gunners swimming today? I must commit Sudoku. I have failed. I know it's not called Sudoku. But, oh, it's called what is it called? Senpaku, something like that. Tatsumaki Senpuyak. Am I being racist now? Should I not get a sequel either? But yeah, Rick Mayall was in a SpongeBob episode where Sandy's bosses come for a visit, and they're all monkeys, and him, Nigel Planer, and I can't remember the other guy, but he played that guy in Mr. Bean who accidentally took his trousers when they were at school. Those three played the bosses. But I do like hearing Nigel Planer's voice, like in don't know if people would remember, but I really liked watching Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. I just really liked the way that show was presented. I liked how it was like someone reading a story to you and they were doing all the voices, and it wasn't like it wasn't just that they were doing every voice, but they were actually trying to do a different voice for each character. It wasn't they were reading out what the character was saying in their own voice, like they were just kind of reading a book because they were getting paid to. I wonder though, would they be able to show something like Grizzly Tales anymore? It's a bit... It might be a little too gruesome, considering how often things are getting like flagged up and stuff for being inappropriate. Especially on the more gory side of things. Because that game, that film, sorry, that TV show, was it did have a lot of like blood and stuff in it. But I think that's something I really liked about it. Was it didn't really hold back. It was kind of there to scare you, but not without actually being scary. and it was sort of like a much more dark way of normally telling like a story on how to behave, or just teaching morals. But not always. There were some episodes that I didn't really like where there were characters who didn't do anything wrong and it was just about them getting like something bad happening to them. Because that's the thing, like, especially as a kid, you get that little safety net, that sense of security when you're like, well, I don't do these bad things, so these bad things won't happen to me. But of course that goes away when innocent people become affected. But yeah, I like the kind of darker stuff. It's like there's a book called Making Friends with Frankenstein, which is it's this collection of poems that are usually just like nonsensical, but they have some like fun moments, or they got pretty dark stuff. Like the first poem is about eating cockroaches, but then there's things about like killing people, making friends with ghosts, all sorts of stuff. Kids getting beat up by like other kids. So yeah, it's not kids getting beat up by adults. No, we don't want a repeat of Jackie Chan in the Karate Kid. Yeah, that was that was actually a really really good book. I think if I ever have kids, which is a scary thought, I'll read that to them. But again, we're finishing off with Simple Pistol. We didn't let the Japanese win. I think that's a airburst in there, but we didn't need it. So now we've taken the island of Hogshead, which means that's like 1/5 of the game complete. But more importantly, we get extra promotion points because you get I don't know if it's 5 for every island or if it's 1 for every region you conquered, because the final island is only 4 regions. But we also get a little funny film at the end, like another one. So basically they're just showing the brain of a person who only plays Smash Brothers Melee. No, I'm joking. It's
just another weapon in his arsenal. When one of these sweeps down the trench, the best thing to do is to go for your gas.
So remember, if you're gonna have to break wind in a trench, make sure you warn everyone so they can put their gas masks on. It's an important life lesson. I've definitely had to use it at my time when doing computing.
That was pretty easy, wasn't it, eh? But it's just the beginning. We want to control all of Sorstrelasia.
So we get a little like message from the Major telling us like, good work, now we've got to do the next one. Right, so that was it for this part. See you in the next one.